Hey, good morning. It's 9:45. Where you been? I've got been here forever. Gotten, a lot done in the time that you haven't been here. So, I mean, so much that I can't even remember it all. It's just a lot of stuff. I am again this morning drinking Black Rifle coffee, just black. Obviously, we're here for fun. We're not sponsored by anybody, but it makes me happy to drink it. I don't know why. I mean, it tastes good. It's good coffee. I don't know. Maybe it has the word rifle in it. I'm a man. There's no telling why I like what I like. What do you got? Is that a pumpkin spice latte? What do you? It's like August. That's like drinking an Oktoberfest beer in, August. I mean, who does that? Well, my brother does that, but I give him enough hard time about it so that, he regrets it, hopefully. It's Oktoberfest. Maybe end of September, it's pumpkin spice. It's like a Thanksgiving fallish. October would be fine to start that, but I don't know. You need to save things for their seasons. Let's not go out of season, let's not sell Christmas presents, have decorations up before, Halloween. It's ridiculous. You take the special away from the holiday when you do things out of season, okay? The holiday's special because it's the holiday, and so you do the holiday things, and I don't know why I'm explaining it to you, Mr. Pumpkin Spice Latte. Yeah, I know, I have a lot of rags. I don't have water in the shop. I have a sink. I have a faucet. I was going to be super surprised if water came out of it because I literally do not have water in here. These are like one use. Well, when they're new, you use them on fresh paint to clean and that type of stuff. Then after you wash them, you can use them for other things, depending on if they have grease and oil on them, but the soap should take most of it out. Anyway, this is my wash pile. I have to take them in the house to wash, and then I can reuse them for other things. So, okay, well, what are we doing? I think first I'm going to dive into the big red Centurion, 1973 Buick. Maybe dive into that, see where that takes us, and got a few things while we're still waiting on parts to do on Mr.E. And the owner might come over and, do some things of his own on it, which, he's not a real camera guy. So some progress may be made when you're not here, is all I'm saying. It's not that you're not invited. You're welcome here anytime. It's just that, some people just like their privacy. So I get that. I like my privacy. It's just you and me. So it's not like there's anybody else here. Just us. So okay, let's commence. What we have here, to recap, is a 1973 Centurion. Say what you want about cars back in the 70s and car names back in the 70s, but why not Centurion? I don't know. Are Centurions very large? Do they drink a lot? Well, perfect name then. If you remember, this is the car that we diagnosed a bad head gasket in, and we're finally going to get to it in this episode. I'd like to draw your attention here first. If you notice this fluid in here, this is actually antifreeze. I wish you could smell this antifreeze. It's like a combination between antifreeze and exhaust fumes. Well, it's not great. So after we get the gaskets up here, we're probably going to have to run this engine and just flush it out, is my guess. So we want to get all of that out of there that we can. I guess there's nothing to do but to do it. Oh, look at that. So there's a little pad of old adhesive here, and there's a matching one on the other side. For those of you who are not familiar, this is where a deer whistle used to mount. They came in pairs, and you would stick them to your bumper, and air would go in them, allegedly, create a high-pitched frequency noise that only deer could hear, and they would stay out of your way. You wouldn't hit one. Now, I mean, looking at this car, I can see it hasn't hit a deer, so you tell me if they work or not. Science, you know? I don't know. Anyway, let's stop observing inane little things and start diving into the actual work of the car. calls for a drink of what looks like apple juice. Yeah. Why are we celebrating, you ask? Well, this calls for a drink, but not in a good way. We're not celebrating, okay? So grab your own cup of apple juice and come over here. I'll show you what's up. Well, after pulling the head off and not breaking any head bolts, so that's good, I immediately noticed after examining the first two cylinders that we have a problem. We have some damage and some missing. You know, anytime you can see the piston rings, not a good thing. So these are, of course, filled with coolant. This is the head that was leaking. I wish you could smell what I'm smelling. It's basically burnt antifreeze and old oil. You know, it's pungent. I will say that. So that's the first thing that I'm seeing right out of the box that head gaskets alone are not going to fix. The other thing, when I took the rockers off, well, let's look on this side first. If you notice, these rockers have retainers, and they're just little plastic, you know, clips. They go in here like this, okay? Each one of these has one. Coming over to this side, you will notice no such retainers. Oh, here's one. This is a retainer. Oh, see, there you go. Or what's left of one. Let me see. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Looks like what's left of one down here. Oh, this one has one. Ah, there you go. What that tells me is this head was like molten lava at some point, and it melted all of the little plastic retainers. That's not good. So between the broken piston, the overheated head, which probably caused the leaky head gasket, you know, cause and effect, chain of events. All of these things make perfect sense. That should be a song. I'm telling you, I could write lyrics. Yeah, when you're spinning round, things going down, welcome to Earth, third rock from the sun. I mean, it's all coming together. Okay, so I'm going to take that. Clearly, I need to have a conversation with the owner. What does he want to do? Because putting head gaskets on is not going to, it's useless. It's a waste of time at this point. You know, yours and my advice, money being no object, which of course money is always an object, and oftentimes it's not only an object, it's an obstacle. But of course, we all would advise, hey, just pull the engine. This thing needs to be rebuilt. It's time. You know, it's time. So that's the advice, but I'm going to pull that side off just to get a more complete picture. And then I'll have to sit down and make the phone call. Is not going to be pleasant. Nobody likes to be the bearer of bad news. Like, I don't know, maybe some people love it. Maybe some people are just thrilled if they can be the one to pass on the bad news. That is not me. I like giving good news. I like things to be good, happy, you know, upbeat. But you know, it's not life. That is not life. So. As you can see, I've made some progress on the car since you were here last. If there's a little extra noise, I apologize. I've got my big fan running because it's still summertime. And I don't like to sweat. So we're pivoting off of the Centurion and back onto Mr.E, since we're waiting on a decision what we're going to do on Big Red over there. So I don't know if Big Red's a great name for a Centurion. Maybe Augusta or something, you know, or what's another good Centurion name? Marcus. I don't know. What do you name Centurions? I don't know. Anyway, so the owner of the car came over and we worked together to get some progress done. He's a little camera shy, which is fine. So I did not record any of it, but we can just walk around and see it. It's mostly visual stuff. So yeah, hood, glass, well, door glass, quarter glass, bumpers, lights, well, some of the lights, things like that. So yeah, come on over. We'll just walk around it and talk about what I'm about to do. All right, so we've got the quarter glass in, we've got the door glass and some felt. You can see on the other side there, you know, all of the internals, door latches inside. Still a work in progress, but we've made progress. So probably the biggest thing is the hood and bumper. Got a couple of light buckets in. Still got to do the outside bumper, etc., etc. So now that I've got the kind of the headlights where they're going to go, I know where the bumper is. This is where the front signal lights mount, so I can bring the pigtail down there. I'm going to finish the light wiring on the front right now. And also in the back, there's the fan that's really loud, or at least it's loud to me. Maybe it's not loud to you. Okay. So I didn't realize this, but the bumper mounts right here, and I had my fuel pump grommeted in right there, which of course is not going to work. So I am going to make a new hole, and then I'll splice in my fuel pump or put plugs there if we want to unplug it. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. So I'm going to do all the wiring. That is currently what I'm going to jump into. Possibly put the fill stuff here for the fuel. We'll see. So that's it. What else? Nothing. why don't I get to it instead of standing here awkwardly, not knowing what to say next. Well, you can see that I finished wiring the front of the car and also rewired the fuel pump situation. Got that nailed out. So let's go in here. I'll just show you real quick. It's just wires, doing wire things. Actually, the wires aren't even doing wire things yet. They're just sitting there inert, waiting for the power. Well, 12 volts. I don't know if that's power. That's just kind of what it needs. So, okay. It's weird having a hood on. So, not much to see, I guess. Let me get a light. Where's my light? I always feel like I'm looking for a light. There you go. There's a light. I kind of mocked up the battery in there with some battery terminals just to get me started. So, see, there isn't much to see, but we'll look at it anyway. So you can see where the wires come in. This green wire is for the horn, so that's why that's just kind of wrapped in there, because I don't have a horn yet. So on both sides, I've brought the wire for the signals down here. Speaking of, let's turn the light off. Look what came in last night. Turn signals. So I get to install those. And also looks like some hardware because the proper hardware for the half shafts in the rear, it's not right. And I believe this is the proper stuff. And then a glove box door. All right. Looks like I had Santa Claus show up last night while I wasn't home. I know. Not much fast forwarding, right? Well, I'm working on something here with the front signal lights, and I thought you probably might be interested in, I don't know, seeing what I'm doing. So what I've got here is the kind of the signal light assembly that they give you for the bumper, and this is it's with the bracket and everything. And this, of course, is set up for the incandescent bulbs. What I did with this is I converted it to LED because the whole car is going to have LED bulbs and everything. And it's made by Digitales, made in the USA. Amazing. And this is made to go inside here and be your turn signal parking light. So I'll just do it while you're watching here. Can you see okay? I don't want to be in the way or whatever. So my workbench is just tiny right now, but so we'll pull this apart. So this is just a cover. It's got the little weather seal on it that goes there. Now this is really funny to me because the other one had no bulb in it. Somehow this one made it through the assembly line with a bulb in it, which I don't need. So, so you have your wires come in and your terminals that the bulb receives its power. So what I'm going to do is snip off the end here so I can get the little boot off, which I will reuse, and then I can feed all of this. Oh, where's the thing? Am I missing? Anyway, is it in here? Oh, it's in here. There's like a little thing to seal the back, I guess. Anyway, that's the old thing I will set aside real quick. And we will lay this in here. Let me check something out. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay. So that goes in there. Twist tie. You know, whoever invented the twist ties, I would sound really smart if I said Homer Simpson, no relation to the famous cartoon character, invented the twist tie. And he forgot to patent it, so basically he died a pauper. But I don't have any cool stories like that, so we'll just make one up in our head and that'll be fun. Okay, so I've got this boot here. I don't think I can get two wires. I can't, so we're going to dispense with that little thing and just use the boot itself. What I did with the other one is I ran the ground and the parking light through the same little thingy here, but I'm suffering from lack of space, which I don't have lack of space. I've just only provided myself so much space in this instance. So I'm just going to lube up the ends of these because this little boot here was only made for one wire to go through. And I am going to stuff 2 in there, hopefully with success like the last one. One wire, there's 2 wires, there you go. And then we will feed, except I just did this wrong. Okay, just pretend that I didn't do that. We need to feed this through here first. Just like that. Come on, brown one. You too. Grief. And then the black one won't go through. It's much easier if you do this one at a time, but you know, I'm like everybody else and I'm impatient, so I stuff them all in there together and struggle for it. Okay, see if there's enough grease on here to do this again. Oh, sure enough, there you go. Then we'll get the blue one going in his, all by his lonesome there. Oops. Okay. So we'll pull this through here. Let's get the black one as the long one, so we'll get that one pulled first. And then let's make sure that it's right side up for the car. Whenever you switch a car, as we all know, or most of us, most everybody knows by now, whenever you switch a car to LED lights, you also need to switch the flasher to an LED flasher because it doesn't like, it won't work. Let's just put it that way. It won't work. All right, I'm trying to line up the holes here. And see if we can do this way. There. Probably not. Oh, maybe I did. I just didn't realize it. Let's see. Nope, I sure didn't. See, when I do this in fast forward motion, you don't get to see me struggle with the, let me just double check. Maybe if I flip this around, it will behave better. The holes aren't quite lining up. Oh, there we go. See? Now that seems like it likes it better. So let's do that. Oops, wrong way. I believe it was the wrong way. Hang on. So there's a way this goes because the lens, left hand, right. There's some writing on here that actually says left hand, but the writing is right side up when the lens is right side up. So just have to orient it so the writing is right side up because it's got a little, you know, kind of cover on this side where there's not on the other because of how it's oriented, and you don't want to see the internals. What am I looking for? a little screwdriver here. Okay. Let's do the other one before I get that one too tight. Okay. Okay. Let's just double check. I just want to make sure that the panel in there isn't, it has a little room to move, and I don't want it to be crooked, you know, because you'll notice it once it's in there. So where is my, I have something to adjust it. Well, actually it looks pretty straight, so we'll just run it down. I don't really like to use power tools on things like this because you can crack the lens, and this way you can kind of tighten it until it stops. Because it has that foam in there, it'll squish down some, but you don't want to over tighten, let's just put it that way. Try to get them tight evenly. Like there, it feels like it's stopping. Okay, I like it. A lot of work. And then we just take this boot and pull through. Like that. Now we have the dust boot on there, and we have the two lights left and right, and they're all set up. Also the difference, because this old school bulb actually is grounded on the housing, which is grounded by mounting it, and an LED is very sensitive to ground. They give you a third wire, which is a ground wire, which you will have to run somewhere. I'll probably tie these together and just ground them somewhere into the car. You never know what's going to show up in a week. I don't even know. Sometimes I know. But in this case, I didn't. What we have here is a 1967 289 Mustang convertible with a 4-speed manual. As you can tell by the pictures, well, let me walk around the car so that I'm not shouting at you. Okay, here I am, a little closer. This car has a great story, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're not going to get to it this week. Probably not next week. Probably not this month. But it's coming up. Mark my words. I just couldn't wait for you to meet this car. So you'll notice it has barn find dust on it. There's a fly flying at my head, probably because I'm next to this car. Hey, knock it off. You know, I'm trying to talk here and you're causing me problems. Got my fly killing stuff. Did I get him? I don't know. They don't like spray away, so I'll just, anyway, we're gonna move on like none of this happened or is happening. There's a duel to the death with a fly, and well, I'm gonna win. So, you'll notice this barn find dust. That's because this is a barn find. Well, actually a garage find. It was discovered by its owner, who bought it in 1979 when he was 19 years old. You know, he was moving out of his house and remembered, hey, I have a car in my garage that's been here for 20 years that I haven't driven, and I should probably get it driving again. Nothing like moving to prioritize, you know. Well, okay. We're going to just keep moving on, just like we don't even care. Look, he's on my hand. I got him. Oh, I got him. No, I didn't. He flew away. Okay, so this is battle royale with a fly. Okay, so there's nothing to see here. Everything's under control. All right, we're good? Okay. So the owner found this car in his garage that he had bought when he was 19, decided it was time to get it up and running, and so we picked it up at his place with my trailer and his truck and dropped it off. Well, I don't have time to work on it right now, but I could not pass up the opportunity to get a vehicle running that hasn't run in 20 years, to get it driving and on the road again, because that's his goal. This isn't a restoration project, though I think he's going to buy new wheels for it and tires. Not that that's restoration, but you know, brake work, making sure it's running, see if the gas tank's any good anymore, maybe replace that. It's got a fuel leak, he said, when he parked it 20 years ago. I'm sure it's got more things than that now. So this will be fun. This will be a fun project. And the story is great. He dated his first and current wife in it. And You know, they had their children and grew up, and this has been in the family the whole time. Huge sentimental value to both him and his wife. So we're going to treat this car with kid gloves, possibly just with gloves so I don't get my hands dirty. Yeah, you know. And just knock out a few items. The hood, you might notice here, is up. That's because it doesn't close. At some point, the hood flew open in the wind and possibly bent a hinge or something. It's not right. I'll take a look at that too. I don't do body work typically, but if it's just replacing hinges, if I discover that's where the bent stupidness is, well, we'll put new hinges on, get it to shut again. So anyway, I just couldn't wait for you to meet this car, and you're gonna be seeing it in the background as I would do my other projects. And then one day, later this year, hopefully not too long, but you know, we'll dive in. We'll do kind of a revival. We'll get to hear it run for the first time in 20 years, hopefully. We'll get to see it driving for the first time in 20 years. And just the story. I think the new owners, the current and old and longest owners of this car will be excited. So, all right, well, the fly is leaving me alone now. I don't know if I spray awayed him away, but my head smells a lot cleaner. So there's the benefit of that. Okay, no shower for me tonight. See if my wife accepts that. Okay. Oh. Hey, pretty sure that fly has friends. So anyway, do you still get magazines? I've got a Car and Driver here. Magazines are kind of going out. You know, everything's online now. But there's something about the smell of paper. Seeing words printed on a page, turning pages, looking at pictures. I don't know. Call me old school, but I wasn't being literal when I said call me old school. It's that was an expression, but I like it. So I get a couple magazines. It's going to go away though. It's just bound to happen. Because also I read articles online. So, Car and Driver, intelligence, independence, irreverence. Okay, there you go. Just sums it up. Well, we're going to kind of call it a quits on the day, except for the fact that I'm going to probably close out this episode by removing the engine out of Augustus? I can't remember what I named him. Anyway, Augustus the Centurion. His owners have decided to go ahead and get the engine rebuilt. And my engine builder said, bring it. So I think I'm going to run over there and pull that engine, and then it's my earliest convenience, I'll bring it over there. So it'll be a little bit different of a closing today. It'll just be me doing some work. It's removing an engine, you know? Don't really have to explain it. Disconnect, 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 yank. So the putting it in is harder than the taking it out. So that's fine. It'll happen. I've got two 1973 Buicks with the engines out. That's not something that I ever thought I would be able to say, but there they are. So, yeah, super glad that you stuck around, stuck it out. I know my weeks sometimes are random, and we don't know what's going to happen, and we don't know how much work is actually going to get done, but we hope a lot. Yeah, I like to bring you in on as much of it as I can, and you know, we all have busy lives. So I hope that if you're not working on your own project, you're dreaming about it, and turn those dreams into actions at some point, because you only got one life. This is it. You know, may as well do something you enjoy. So see you next week, I hope. And until then, I guess I need to do more work. I'll see you later.